What's up, everybody? It is Mars 07. It's your boy Marshall, and today we're going to be talking about something I've really noticed lately, as in the last few months, maybe years. I don't know. It's really come up recently. We're talking about a marketing thing today, because I am in college. I am majoring in marketing. To be fair, business marketing. Me and Jack. Well, Jack's just doing. I think I'm doing business marketing. He's just doing. I think he's just doing regular marketing. But yeah. But. But marketing's a huge part of companies and brands, obviously. That's a big reason why I'm doing that as my major in college. Um, so yeah, there's that. I keep on that's my signature line, so yeah, there's that. But I always have the same words, bro. It's crazy. But I mean, one thing I've noticed is something with food. A lot of companies, especially with not necessarily the healthiest foods, are creating protein products or like protein push products. Like, yeah, protein bars been around for a while, but like I've noticed that protein has been a very, very hot topic in like food lately because people are just finding every way possible to make themselves feel better about eating junk food. It all started in like the gluten stuff and then the low sugar stuff and then the whatever stuff back in the day. And now it's really shifted to protein. And and there's also like diet stuff. Like I get people want to be healthy and eat what they want, but you can't always eat what you want. Just eat a vegetable or something. But now it's protein. And it's not just like products. Like people are marketing the heck out of protein. Because protein seems to be a popular thing from bodybuilders. And I'm gonna throw this quick disclaimer out there real quick. Protein is not a bad thing. In fact, it's a great thing. Like to have protein, it helps you, it's good for your body, helps you get full. But it should not to a point where it's not really to a point in my opinion where it's like you gotta promote it literally everywhere, put every single food product, blah 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 blah, blah all that stuff. Yeah, it's just it's wild, man. But at this rate, we're gonna get everything's be protein like let's see. But like let's just look at the definition of protein, shall we? And yeah, because like people say, oh, it has protein. So that means it's healthy. That doesn't always mean it's healthy. Like fried chicken has protein in it, that's not healthy. Just because there's protein doesn't mean fried chicken's healthy at all. But there's stuff that exists like protein powder and all that. Let's just look at this. Protein is a macronutrient essential for building, repairing, and maintaining body tissues like muscle, bone, and skin. It does good to you, uh, but I swear I saw something the other day. I'm trying to find it. Um, but now there's a point where if you have too much protein, it's bad for your body. So like it does good for you, but if you overdo it, then it's not necessarily the best thing. But I think it's like New York Times or something. I'm pretty sure. Oh, there you go, right there. Let's see, because the New York Times. Let's see. Let's just read this article, shall we? If I can actually read. Okay, good. Uh, just ignore the fact that I have an account named Boob Generator. Uh, I don't know why I made that. I made that like 7 years ago. I think it was just a meme account or something. Like I think it was just like a troll account, I guess, back in the day. But yeah. But let's see. We are in so let's this is a New York Times article. This is from 2025. It says we're in a protein craze and it's hard to ignore. That's true. I legit was in the grocery store at Market Basket today. It's a popular grocery store in Massachusetts of my neck of the woods. It's basically like the HEB of Massachusetts. But I literally saw protein Pop Tarts. I love me some Pop Tarts, but protein Pop Tarts, that doesn't sound that combo does not sound like it works. But what do I know? Let's see. It says walk into any grocery store and you'll find rows of protein fortified energy bars, breakfast cereals, baked goods, snacks, even sports drinks. How the heck are we putting like I guess it's protein shakes, but in sports drinks like Gatorade and all that, brother. Gatorade has energy bars, protein bars now. I saw that there's protein in cereal. Baked goods got a lot of them. If you want to bake good with protein, just bake a meatloaf or something. Snacks like I remember on the Amar show, I tried a protein bar and it tasted fine, but it tasted very artificial. Because like thing is like it's a lot of artificial flavors in there to be fair. So let's see. It says, "Ladies and gentlemen, you're not eating enough protein." Dr. Elliot Chard said. Dr. Houston wrote to his nearly 80,000 followers on Instagram in February. Let's see. This is last year, by the way. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, another Houston-based physician, said in a recent video on TikTok, the federal recommendations for protein are totally wrong. So all the things you're seeing might not be as how to put this. It's not as like it's not as like beneficial as you think it is. And yeah, there's benefits, but still, it's not like that. It's not like that. Like the world's gonna be saved because of it. Like, come on. One of the most known protein proponents is Dr. Peter Attia, a physician, podcaster, and author who advises and invests in various protein-related companies. In his best-selling book, Outlive, he says the federal recommendations for protein are a joke, suggesting that most healthy and active people should consume nearly 3 times as much. Brother, like if you watch like Cooking for Gains on YouTube, then love the guy, but he markets protein so much, bro. It's crazy. I mean, he's not the only one. There's this like other guy, I forgot his name, but some Australian guy markets the heck out of protein. It's protein. That means it's healthy, like brother. Like I was like, my dad told me not to get ribs at Texas Red House once. I said, "It's got protein though." He was like, that's it's just it's like just because of the protein doesn't mean anything." Yeah. Then 2024, a survey of 3,000 US adults, 71% said they were trying to consume more protein, up from 59% 2022. So definitely a trend I see here. So are the federal recommendations wrong? Would both of us just benefit from eating protein, or is this the obsession just another passing health fad like gluten stuff and all that? The New York Times reviewed dozens of studies, interviewed 12 nutrition scientists, many of whom have been studying protein for decades. Those people know really well. All of them agreed that we need to research on the topic, but the science we do clarifies some of the confusion. Here's a fact check. Here's your 6 big protein claims using. I'm terrible at reading things out loud. Let's see the claim. Federal recommendation is wrong. Nutrition experts in the U.S. recommend that most healthy adults eat at least zero point 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. I guess that's 0.36 per pound every day. For a 150-pound adult, this translates to 54 grams a day, or the amount in an 8.5-ounce chicken breast. I'll put in retrospect. Unfortunately, I'm a little over 200 now, just because I do gain weight easily, and I've not been eating as well in the last few months, to be fair. So that would mean I'd have to eat 670 grams. I just said six. I'm so sorry. Some studies which Dr. Adia and Dr. Lyon have cited suggest this amount should be higher by about 25 to 50% or 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. The scientists don't agree that those studies are better than the ones used to make federal recommendation. Best if limited evidence, we have suggest that the current level is adequate for most people's basic needs, said Wayne W. Campbell, professor of nutrition science at Purdue University. Purdue might not have a good football team, but at least they got a good scientist in there, and I'm sure they have a lot of great things too. Like their basketball team's really good and all too. Yeah. Shout out to Drew Brees, by the way. Uh, at least they were good when Drew Brees was there. The federal recommendation. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. On college football. But anyways, the federal recommendation was intended to prevent protein deficit and maintain the lean issues like muscle. In most people, Dr. Campbell added, that level is not necessarily optimal for everyone. Many people, including those who are strength training or losing weight, may benefit from consuming more, he said. So I am trying to lose weight. I've been going to the gym a lot. I have a gym in my apartment, so it's convenient. Excuse me. Let's see, Dr. Campbell, like many experts we spoke with, has received research funding from the food industry groups is common among protein scientists because there's little federal funding for these types of studies. I will say, I don't remember much biology, mainly because I sucked at it, but I remember protein was one of the things discussed in there, I'm pretty sure. Uh, yeah, so I guess on one hand, if you're losing weight, it definitely helps, but at the same time, there's a point where it's too much. What the frick? Dang it, I freaking closed out the website on accident. Hold on. Yeah, my bad game. Uh, about that, guys. I actually pressed the wrong button. Or I was moving on. My I definitely did the wrong motion on my mouse pad. So yeah, but so I guess on one hand, if you're losing weight, at least helps you make you feel full more, so it prevents you to eat less. At the same time, you don't have to consume so much. So Dr. Adia declined. Uh, Dr. Adia declined multiple requests for comment in an interview. Dr. Long criticized her recommendation in part because she said it was based on only data from 25-year-old men. When that seems like the average age group for people promoting it seems, or at least from what I can tell. I'm 18, by the way. That's not true. It was based on data from when men and women ages 18 through 99. So I'm literally at the beginning of the age range. Uh, who knows if I'll live till 99? If I eat bad, I won't live there. But if I eat good, I will live there unless something happens. But yeah, or hopefully we'll live there. You never know. Uh, anyways, let's see. The claim most Americans aren't getting enough protein. According to let's see, research suggests this is false. According to the latest data, the average man in the United States is overshooting the federal protein recommendation by more than 55%, and the average woman by more than 35%. So that's a pretty hefty deficit, I guess. Or yeah, or difference. I don't know. If most people weren't consuming enough protein, there would be widespread of signs of malnutrition, and there are not, said Nancy Rodriguez, a professional Mercia of sciences at the University of Connecticut, aka UConn, basketball dynasty, and actually a good football team for the first time in a long time. Uh, People who follow a balanced diet, like one recommended by the Dietary Guidelines for Americans, are probably getting plenty of protein. Dr. Campbell added, even vegetarians. That said, not everyone follows a balanced diet. Ooh, cracking my neck, but and some people get less than what's recommended, which could put them at risk for deficiency. Teen girls, women, and older adults, for instance, are particularly at risk for falling short of the federal recommendation. Teen girls and women are most likely to restrict their eating, Dr. Rodriguez said, and women tend to consume less meat than men. Older adults usually eat less overall, may struggle to afford cook or chew protein-rich foods, she added. So that's a very interesting study. I figure I'd get my glasses in case it'll help for reading this stuff. Protein deficiency is not a widespread problem, experts said, but people in these groups may need to be more attuned to how much they're getting. Um, Yeah, like, I agree. I do. Protein is a good thing, and if you're under the limit, that's not a good thing. But it's good to have protein. But the way it's getting marketed right now is like people are going way over. That's what this article is saying. Like people are going way over the recommended limit. So yeah, like yeah, of course it's okay to eat like a 16-ounce sirloin every once in a while, but still, as long as you're eating healthy before that. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. The claim you need more protein to build muscle. Stacey Sims, an exercise physiologist and nutrition scientist who offers active women advice to active women online, recommends consuming the triple the federal recommendation. Dr. Adia, Dr. Lyon, and other protein proponents suggest similar targets along with exercise. So, I mean, I guess it's good. It's good for building muscle. Like, I think honestly, it's like I'm trying to gain muscle too. I'm mainly just trying to lose weight, but muscle would be nice too. I'm probably gonna go to the gym later. Like probably after I'm probably because I'm planning to do this video. I'm also probably gonna do a Mars Sports video on the Texas Tech drama. Yeah, because Texas Tech's been going through it lately, and a lot of chaos. Yeah, all because of one man. Well, yeah, kind of. Well, actually, that's not true. One man caused it, but a lot of we'll talk about it in a different. We'll talk about it on Mars Sports, so be on the lookout for that video. I'll probably film that video and then go to the gym. It's oh Jesus, 3:26 already. These days go by so fast, bro. Probably because I'm in Eastern time. I'm an hour ahead from where I usually am. Oh wait, I really need my chair back. I don't think I'm gonna have the same chair. I'm probably gonna at least test it in here, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll get a new chair. The thing is, it's kind of small. It's kind of small for this. It's kind of big for this small space, I guess. I'll put it like that. Anyways, if your strength training experts say that you'll probably want to consume more protein than the federal recommendation, but tripling it is far than most people require, said Luke Van Loon. Luke Van Loon, what a name, a professor, a professor of physiology of exercise and nutrition at Maastricht University in the Netherlands. So, never heard of their college football team. Sorry, I'll stop into college football team references. I'm sure it's a really good university, especially if, yeah. Honestly, one of the places I want to go is Europe. I think is Netherlands in Europe, right? I'm so stupid. Yeah, of course it's in Europe, bro. Um, yeah, I would love to go to like Europe one day, bro. We'll see. We're probably gonna go this year, but since we moved instead, we did this. We're not gonna do it this year, but yeah, but maybe next. I don't know. We'll see. Um, I'm trying to figure out a way to do like a ring light. The lighting in here is actually not bad. It's a little damp, but fine. I got my trying to put my French fry light. So I'm still testing out things out here. So just bear with me if y'all don't mind. Um, yeah, but it's fine. I don't need a ring light for now at least. And one, y'all can see me fine. Just there's a blue glare, but it's fine. That's the point of these glass. A big reason why I have these glasses because it prevents blue light or it reduces blue light. Or at least affects reduces the effect, yeah. In one well-designed trial of 50 middle-aged participants who follow a rigorous strength training program for 10 weeks, half consumed about one and a half times the federal recommendation, and the other half consumed about twice as much. After the training period, both groups were stronger and had gained lean mass, which no difference results between them. So let's see. So I guess that's like actual like I don't know. For most people that want to build muscle, consume about one to five, 1 to 5 to 2 times the federal recommendation is plenty, said David Church, assistant professional professional professor of geriatrics at the University of Arkansas for medical studies. I assume that's Arkansas still, like the Pickies. Yeah. Paced beyond that amount, he added the effect of protein on muscle gain kind of plateaus. Okay, I'll say it. Arkansas's football team's not that good. Sorry, I had to say it. Yeah. Some small studies, Dr. Church said, do suggest that certain athletes, like those doing rigorous strength and endurance training or those recovering from injuries or restricting their calories, may benefit from consuming up to 3 times the federal recommendation. But more research is needed, and these scenarios don't apply to most people, he added. In an email, Dr. Sims emphasized that her recommendations were mainly for serious female athletes who are typically training for a specific sport or competitions like the Olympics, I guess, as an example. The claim older adults need more protein. Uh, I'm about as young as a dog as you can be. I'm 18, literally the bare minimum for an adult. I am turning 19 in what day is it today? Oh, I'm turning 19 5 months from Wednesday. Damn, I just realized less than 24 hours from now I'll be working my first job. Sorry. Anyways, let's see. There is some evidence that consuming more protein as you get older, can reduce the risk of age-related muscle loss. But these findings have been mixed. Sorry if I reread that. I don't know. In a 3-year study of nearly 25,000 women ages 65 to 79, for example, those who consumed about 50% more protein than federal recommendation were less frail to those who consumed less. What the heck is frail? I'm sorry. I graduated high school and I have a diploma, but I don't know what frail means, bro. I'm sorry. Frail. Uh, I gotta turn my Wi-Fi on. Uh, come on, freaking. Uh, frail. What does frail mean, bro? Person or thing that's physically weak, delicate, or easily damaged. Okay, so I mean, at least you can do that. But other studies in older adults, including randomized controlled trials, have not consistently shown a benefit to consuming more protein. In a trial published in 2018, researchers provided 92 older men with diets that either matched the federal recommendation or contained 63% more protein. Well, that's a big difference. After 6 months, the researchers found no difference in lean mass, muscle strength, walking speed, fatigue, or well-being between groups. So I mean, it's not like you have to. That just shows you don't have to consume as much protein as people say. The federal recommendation is fine as long as you're doing the exercise and all that. So it really doesn't make much of a difference. Uh, Despite the mixed evidence, nutrition experts and yes, these results can be a little inconsistent just because based on people, but yeah. Despite the mixed evidence, nutrition experts in Europe encourage all people over 65 to consume at least 25% more protein than the US guidelines recommend. And they add, older people may benefit from eating even more if they are healing from injury or recovering from surgery and hospitalization, a recommendation Dr. Van Loon agreed with. So, let's see. So, I mean, I guess in that case it'll help, but like people like go like way extreme. So yeah, but it's kind of inconsistent. You gotta admit, like it really depends on the person. I feel like at that point. Yeah. Let's see. The claim high protein diets can help with weight loss. Many posts on social media, mainly geared towards women, promote high di protein diets for weight loss. Some short-term trials, sorry, in women and men have shown that eating 1.5 to 2 times the federal recommendation helped people lose more weight than lower protein diets did. So, so I guess that definitely does help. Uh, Better research also suggests that protein can reduce hunger hormone levels and be more or I guess hunger hormone. I guess it's its own thing, and be more satiating than carbohydrates or fats. I mean, that's what proteins tend to do. Like it's supposed to make you full. That's why people do in the first place. So it doesn't feel like you have to eat so much. But yeah, but that's why proteins. That's part of the reason why protein's good for that kind of thing because you feel full. You're not suggested to overeat and all that because you'll be full by the time you eat like one serving or blah blah blah. Uh, sorry, I'm trying to get this thing open. There you go. So I like if y'all don't notice already, if y'all have watched me for a while, I love to fidget with things in videos. Yeah, anyways, but uh let's see. But longer term studies haven't always found people lose more weight on high T protein as compared to other weight loss diets, said Bettina Benifer, professor of nutrition and exercise physiology at the University of Missouri School of Medicine. I assume that's Mizzou. Their football team's usually decent. Yeah, they're usually pretty good. Eli Drinkwitz says, what's his face? Squidtard Sports would say. But yeah. But honestly, this is really coming to the conclusion that it's really depends on the person. We also have another article to read after this, so sorry about all the articles today. But at least I have something to make a video on. I'm just coming up with ideas at this point. Yeah, still research suggests that if you're actively trying to lose weight, increasing your protein may help you lose more fat mass and retain more lean mass. So what's the difference between fat mass and lean? I guess lean mass is better. What's the difference between fat mass and lean mass? Okay. AI mode. So I guess fat mass is just fat, and lean is not a thing that's not fat. So I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. Uh, what the frick? Sorry. Yes. I mean, fat. I mean, fat's obviously you want to get rid of the fat and all that. That's why low fat stuff. Low fat was that's the other one I wanted to mention. Uh, I guess the gluten-free one I mentioned earlier. I guess that's more like out people allergic to gluten and all that. Yeah. But there's that. But by the way, let me make another disclaimer real quick. I'm not here to change your diet. If you're on a diet and it's working for you, I'm not here to change that or anything like that. Even if it requires protein and all that. I'm not here to change anything. I'm just here just to give my thoughts on like the over promotion of protein. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Celery. Let's see. Um. Let's see. Virtue includes muscle review. Sorry, let me just read this again. So, research suggests that if you're actively trying to lose weight, increasing protein may help you lose more fat mass and retain more lean mass. I guess it's the better thing to do, which includes muscle. So, yeah, lean mass is better than fat mass, I imagine. In a review published in 2024, scientists concluded that consuming at least 25% more protein than the recommended amount may help preserve muscle during weight loss. Let's see, for people consuming fewer calories because they are dieting or taking medication like Wegovy or Ozempic, yeah, both those commercials, I'm sure they help, but like the brand, I mean, the brands help, but both those commercials, all the prescription commercials suck, bro. I made a whole video on that like 4 years ago. Go check it out. And it's important to get adequate protein, Dr. Van Loon said. Strength training at least twice a week is also key to preserving muscle during weight loss, he added. So like also like I'm sure Wegovy and Ozempic helps, but that's like I think that's honestly it's probably from like more like if you're trying to lose weight quickly, I guess. But yeah, I'm sure it's good, but like there are some weird effects on it from what I've heard. All right, so yeah. Um, let's see, the claim the more protein, the better. Experts have concerns about this. Where is that? Don't know why my hold on. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this place. Sorry, still getting used to everything, but let's see. If you spend time online, you may see posts urging you to eat significantly more protein. There's no harm in doing so. Cooking for gains or uh whatever that guy's name is. I mean they're great YouTubers, but yeah. They're part of that. But focusing too much on protein can come with some downside. Experts said it might be, for example, leave less room for other healthy foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. That is a really good point right there. That's what I was thinking about earlier, which most of us need more of, Dr. Church said. That's a very good point. Doesn't hurt to eat. Now, obviously, obviously eating fried foods, like deep fried foods, are necessarily the way to go, but yeah, not even necessarily not. It's not the way to go. Period. But yeah, like French fries, not it does not count. But yeah, like eating broccoli or fruit and all that. That's all good for you. That's probably why they put vegetables on your burger. Anyways, it could also prompt you to eat more animal products, which are linked to higher risk of cardiovascular disease and earlier deaths. So maybe that's why people go vegan. Said thank Dr. Frank B. Hu, a professor of nutrition and epidemiology at the Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Harvard has a very good football team, also a very good school. And actually not terribly far where Harvard is. It's about an hour away from Harvard. So yeah. Or you might rely on the processed source of protein like powders or bars. Yeah. You have whole food sources like beans, tofu, nuts, whole grains, fish, or chicken, which are more healthful options, he said. That's a very good point too. Those protein bars are not as good as like not as good for you as like fish or chicken, like actual like food. Like that's not processed. Like more natural food, if you know what I mean. Too much protein may also strain the kidneys and those chronic kidney disease. I swear, I think that's one of the things they said in the commercials. Dr. Campbell said more than 1 in 7 adults in the United States are estimated to have chronic kidney disease. Up to 9 out of 10 don't even know that they have it. That's rough. That gives me pause about the more is better approach. Dr. Campbell said that's a good point. Dr. Dr. Menendorfer sees echoes of past nutrition trends in today's protein craze. These are ways that, like obviously, like what I was saying earlier, low fat and low sugar and all that. Like ironically, this is like more something, this is less of something. these are these there are these ways in public opinion, she said. Fats and carbohydrates are once villainized, yet scientists found the nutrients themselves weren't bad. The issue was more about overeating certain foods they were in. That's a good point right there. As as with any nutrition, she added, you shouldn't have too much or too little. There's a Goldilocks zone that meets your body's needs without causing problems, she said. That the same is true for protein. So I agree with that. Let's see. Yeah, just looking at the comments. Dang, these are some very well thought comments. Jeez. Way better than what I've seen in the past and like on YouTube and all that. Yeah, no offense. But yeah, those are some really good comments right there. Like they actually thought through their comments and all that. Like when they read it, yeah. But yeah, I think that makes a lot of good points because like basically it's saying like yes, it's good to consume protein. It's good for like muscle gain, all that. But at the same time, it's not like you need to only consume protein, especially in like random things that proteins are like like things that shouldn't have protein, like protein Pop Tarts. I love Pop Tarts, but and I love the little or the big Pop Tart bowl. It was like Jack and all that. I love that. But at the same time, on the actual food perspective, like obviously the Pop Tarts has amazing marketing, but what the frick? Yeah, there's that. But what the heck? Uh, sorry, but come on. It is open. Well, I got sorry, I can't see when people are coming in, but I got a little snack for my mom. Uh, for a protein steak. These are actually good for you. They're really good. Like that's actual like it's not a protein bar. It's actually meat, which is nice. So yeah, that's good. I love me some beef sticks. I think it's basically the healthier version of a Slim Jim. Yeah, but I can't get a subscription, so my mom told me I was gonna get one anyway, but oh my God. Yeah, yeah, but basically there's five risks of protein. Um, so just keep me out of here, bro. No, to access, bro. Yeah, hold on, let me figure this thing out real quick. All right, we got a lot of. I'll admit something. I kind of cheated the system a little bit. I used to use my iCloud account instead of my Gmail, but anyways, so let's look at five health risks from consuming too much protein. The door's open back there because it smells awful in here. Apparently, I can't really smell it very well, but I guess I'm just used to being in here. It's because I've been in here for like 30 minutes now at least. I wondered if this water has protein in it. Does not have nutrition labels? That's weird. It's got electrolytes for taste purely balanced pH. I don't see protein on there. It's okay. Water does not need protein at all. Protein water. If there's such thing as protein water, then I'll question everything. Uh, Anyways, if you've browsed the packaged food aisle of a grocery store lately, this is valid. This is from like literally a few weeks ago. If you've browsed, I've also saw some in Subway that marketed protein and all that. Yeah, it looks good, but yeah. I think that's what I saw. That's the first thing, like the proteins, like Subway's promoting protein as well. I guess they have meats and all, but yeah. Anyways, if you browse the packaged food aisle of a grocery store lately or scan the updated dietary guidelines for Americans, you might think that when it comes to protein, more is better. A lot of people think this, I will say. Packaged cereal, popcorn, pancake mix, and coffee drinks are being infused with a nutrient. Okay, cereal, I think we could talk about that already. There is protein cereal for some reason. Popcorn, how do you, it's like protein powder on popcorn. I guess I could see that, but you know how it's flavored, but yeah. Pancake mix. Protein powder in the pancake mix and coffee. How do you put protein in coffee, bro? How's that like protein powders? I don't know. And the new And the new inverted food pyramid, God, I cannot talk. And the new inverted food pyramid, released by President by the Trump administration in January, features protein prominently with steak, chicken, and cheese at the top. Well, what is this? No, that's fine. I'll check it later. I just cannot close out the tab. That'd be bad. Research suggests that most adults are eating far more protein than is needed for good health. And according to a 2025 survey of 3,000 adults in the US, 71% said they're eating more, we're gonna eat more. I think they had the same exact statistic from the other one. 71% was trying to eat more, up to 59 for 2022. This is a more recent article. The other one's like from 1 or 2 years ago. Protein is an essential nutrient, no doubt about that, obviously. But more is not necessarily better, said. Where are the commas at, bro? But more is not necessarily better, said Bettina Menton, a professor of nutrition and exercise physiology at the University of Missouri School of Medicine. That might have been the same one we talked about earlier. And in some cases, eat much more than what nutrition experts recommend can come with some risks. There isn't a strict rule for how much protein is too much, experts say, and many people can finally a comma, and many people can exceed recommended amounts with no issues. But potential problems can arise when people eat much more than around 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram body weight per day, said Dr. said Dr. Mentendorfer. I think that's how you pronounce it. Here are some of those concerns. Let's start with heart disease and type 2 diabetes. I have type 2 diabetes and I manage it well. I'm sorry. The Jardiance commercial, bro. It was so bad. Yeah. What is it? Most of the protein that Americans eat comes from meat and other animal products. That tracks. In one study published in 2021, researchers from the Department of Agriculture found that animal foods, including beef, chicken, and cured meat, account for nearly 70% of people's protein consumption. That makes sense. I mean, protein, it seems like the biggest source of protein, at least in America, is meat. So yeah, research. Wow, big voice crack. Research suggests that those who eat larger amounts of red and processed meat tend to have higher risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, said Dr. Henschrud, an associate of nutrition and preventative medicine at the Mayo Clinic College of Medicine. Do they have a football team? Yeah. Well, ironically, it says Mayo, which is a sauce and actually technically an animal product. Because you mean you can't. Hey, one second, let me check something. Hello. In one large analysis published in 2023, for instance, researchers found that eating an extra 100 grams of red meat, equivalent to about one thin, boneless pork chop per day, increased the risk of heart disease by 11%. Jeez. Every additional 50 grams of processed red meat, equivalent to about one standard hot dog per day, is increased by 26%. Jeez. 26% is crazy. Because I remember last year, like the processed meat stuff, I think it was last year before that, the processed meat stuff was like, the studies were kind of like they're actually really bad for you. Um, or bad, worse than people thought. Another study also published in 2023 found that the nearly 217,000, mostly female, participants those who ate the most red meat had a 40% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes than those who ate the least, and that those who ate the most processed meat had a 51% higher risk. Jeez. Yeah, that's why you can't eat that much and that much of that kind of stuff, or else it does cause some health issues, unfortunately. Um, Red and processed meats tend to contain high levels of saturated fat, which can raise blood levels of LDL or bad cholesterol and increase risk of heart attack and stroke. These foods may also increase inflammation and insulin resistance, Dr. Hinsford said, which raises risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes as well. So that's why I'm also trying to watch what I eat, because if I eat that too much of that stuff, that causes a lot of issues. Cancer. consuming cancer. No one wants cancer, obviously. Um, and unfortunately, there's no cure for cancer necessarily. There's treatments, but there's no cure for it, like for any cancer. Yeah, but I wish there was a cure. Maybe before I die, there'll be a cure for cancer. Hopefully, one day. But yeah, but like this would cause like heart cancer. I don't know. There's different types of cancers, obviously. But yeah, consuming excess red and processed meat can also increase the risk of cancer, especially colorectal cancer. Dr. Hinter had said. And one study published in 2024, researchers found that diets high in red meat were linked to a 30% increased risk of developing cholesterol cancer, and that those high in processed meat were linked with a 40% increase in risk. Yeah, because I think yeah, that was around the time where I started. Because I used to eat dog meat a lot more, but I still eat some of it, but like not as much as I used to. I like my mom instead of like and she used to make like ham sandwiches for lunch with the deli meat, and now and then she switched to once she found out about that study, she switched to just actually roasting turkey, which has worked out better. It's way healthier for me. Yeah, Dr. Dariush Masafran, a cardiologist and director of the Food is Medicine Institute at Tufts University. Do they have a football team? I actually do not know if they have a football team or not. Uh, sorry, I'm such a college football fan, bro. It says that plants sources of protein such as soy, lentils, beans, and nuts, as well as fish, fermented dairy products like yogurt, are much healthier options. I mean, one thing about fish, I actually live close to the ocean now, so I can actually eat fresher fish. We actually have fish, like because back to where I used to live in DFW, there's nowhere you can get seafood at, basically. At least fresh seafood. You'd be lucky to find one that has fresh seafood. Or seafood in general, honestly. People who prioritize vegetables, fruits, and whole grains along with lean or plant-based proteins are likely to develop certain types of cancer, as well as cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. So no one wants that, obviously. Um, constipation and other digestive concerns. People, yeah, I've had constipation, like where I feel like, well, actually, I don't know about that, but I don't know if it's constipation. I guess. Wait. Yes, I've had constipation. Why am I questioning myself? Yes, I've had constipation in the past. Like sometimes it's hard to poop, I will admit. People who are focused on increasing their protein consumption, especially on those on low carb diets, sometimes inadvertently leave out high fiber foods like vegetables and whole grains. I said whole grains. I'm so sorry if I said a curse word. I said vegetables and whole grains, said Mark O'Meara, a nutritionist at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. Uh, hey, that's not too far from where I am. About an hour away. Fiber is essential for keeping your intestines and gut microbiome healthy, he said. It helps keep your bowel movements regular and serves as food for your gut microbes. Diets higher in fiber. What am I saying? Diets higher in fiber can also reduce the likelihood of developing certain gut disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, he said. Mr. Omiria recommended aiming for equal portions of veggies, protein, and whole grains at most meals, which I think that's good. I mean, I have vegetables. I have vegetables a lot. I think it's good to balance things out. Or if you're trying to limit calories to lose weight, he said make the half of the plate vegetables and a quarter of each proteins and whole grains. So yeah, and no French fries do not count unless well, if you bake them, maybe. But yeah, even then. Although if you roast the potato, also if you bake them, it's not as bad. It's much healthier. Honestly, hot take, I wish that fast food restaurants could just bake their fries instead of frying them. I get that it's more instant. They have to get it out quicker, but yeah. Anyways, weight gain. That makes sense. Sorry, trying to sound high. But a popular claim on social media is that you must follow a higher protein diet if you want to lose weight or gain muscle. Bro, this is literally what cooking for gains does. Let's see. I love cooking for gains, but oh, he's live.
1,800 orders of these. So like I have like 200 left of these ones.
No
I've already
way.
sold over 9,000 of these.
He's live. That's insane. Genuinely insane, bro. Why does my Wi-Fi keep going on and off?
I know you're gonna lock in this year, so we're gonna start off with 2 pounds of beef, 1 pound turkey sausage, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper.
Trying to find it.
Even though I have to diet, I still can't say no to burgers. 2 pounds of beef in the pan. Garlic.
There's some new videos.
Why don't you just shut the fuck up and finally take two?
Whoa! God dang. Okay, we'll watch some more later, bro. Just said, why don't you shut the F up? Oh my God, that's crazy. Um, I do love cooking for gains though. He's entertaining. He's also got some good food. Even people call it slop. Yeah. Um, let's see. But apart from claims, must have follow high protein diet if you want to lose weight or gain muscle. But if you're not doing enough, strength training or other exercise match increase consumption. Dr. Morrison said. Morphorian said. I don't even know. Dr. M said any excess calories, including for protein, return to fat. That's a good point. You can't just and he does say go to the gym too. So I guess he makes a good point. See, I mean, and obviously cooking for gains is really healthy. Like, dude looks jacked, but at the same time, I mean, I think that's at the same time, I will admit, how do I put this? Over promoting it could lead to issues, just saying. Because you have to like, protein's not the answer to everything. It's protein's a part of it, yes. You also have to go to the gym and all too. Like I could eat a big steak that's low carb, blah blah blah, and go to the gym, nothing happens. Yeah, anyways, Mr. O'Meara also noted that favoring protein-rich foods over vegetables could lead to weight gain. Half a cup of cooked vegetables, for example, has averaged about 25 calories, whereas half a cup of cooked chicken has about 140 calories. He said, if you triple a serving of chicken to eat more protein, you consume 5 to 6 times as many calories as you will if triple of a serving of vegetables. Mr. O'Meara said that that's a good point. I mean, man, the calories are a huge part too. Kidney issues. This is the last one, by the way. If your kidneys are healthy, you probably don't need to worry much about excess protein consumption, Dr. Hinsford said. However, for more than 1 in 7 Americans with chronic kidney disease, especially those who might need close to needing dialysis, metabolizing large amounts of protein can stress the kidneys, Dr. Hinsford said, further reducing kidney function. Kidney stones are also a potential side effect. Oh, those are painful. Of consuming too much animal protein, Dr. Hendricks said. If you drink enough water, however, your risk is far lower, which is perfect because you know what? I'm doing good. Yeah. Well, that's the article. That's pretty much the video for y'all. Figure we can sit down and talk about stuff I've seen. So, yeah. But in conclusion, um, oh shoot, I want to stop there. Here, let me just search something up real quick. Just want to see protein food. Yeah, there's literally protein pasta now. Like, bruh. Well, let's see that. There's a protein powders. Protein powders have been around forever, and they're good, from what I can tell. But like, there's some like three, like the protein powder's been popular. Protein chips, protein pasta, protein ice cream. I don't know how that's even possible. Protein balls. Let's see. Protein cereal. Yeah, they're Wheaties protein. I mean, Wheaties is one of the healthier cereals from what I can tell anyway. But yeah, Ghost. Let's see, like protein Cheerios, protein stuff. There's the protein coffee I was talking about that they mentioned in the article. Um, yeah, there's just so much, bro. It's crazy. Protein and yeah, hold on, I gotta search another thing up real quick. All right, so I searched the junk food brands making protein products. Here you go. You got protein popcorn. There you go. Uh, protein Pop Tarts. I will say, like I said, the protein Pop Tart, the Pop Tarts bowl was amazing, bro. So keep that one because at least you have that. I'm not saying to get rid of any of these, but at the same time, like, it depends on how you're using the protein, I guess. Protein Rice Crisp. Protein, is that chocolate? No, that's not chocolate. That's like those like whatever those things are, where you like get the powder and all. So yeah. Um But yeah, what else? I saw that one earlier. Protein pancakes. There you go. Protein oatmeal. I guess oatmeal is usually good for you unless you add a lot of junk to it. Protein. Yeah, the Gatorade protein bar I was talking about. Um, Wild protein chips. Those have been around for Magic Spoon. I didn't realize they had protein stuff in there too. Uh, let's see. There's ice cream with protein, bro. This is insane, bro. There's so many like candy food bar with protein. That does show that that's a lot of muscle gain. Jeez. Uh, yeah. Those are just like some examples, but it's a lot. Uh, yeah. I swear, if McDonald's starts promoting their protein stuff, then that means does that mean they get more healthier? That means they're gonna be looking like a healthier brand because they did that. Yeah, but yeah, there's just so many brands.
Pounds of beef. Why don't you just stop being a fat fuck and put 2 pounds of beef in the pan? 8 ounces of onions.
Hold on.
We got a 40-ounce top sirloin steak, dude. Look at this steak, dude. Man, they cook this thing to perfection. Texas Roadhouse is the best steak. This is how. Do not forget my skillets are all.
Where is it?
I really don't understand how you can fail your diet when there's tasty food and this good out
Let's
there.
see.
It is time to finally lock in. 3 pounds of shaved steak into the pan.
I'm gonna find it.
These beefy.
Hey, it's the Cars for Kids commercial. The one CBT made.
These
Sorry.
beefy egg potato bowls are 400 calories, 50 grams of protein.
There you go.
These beefy egg potato bowls are 400 calories, 50 grams of protein, and make 7 of them. Let's give these a try.
Yeah, that's one of the examples. And then what's that other guy's name? I forgot. But I'm just saying, I love cooking for gains. He's got some great food. I know he's had some controversies in the past, but he's got some great food. And then a high protein burger thingy. Where is this guy?
If you're trying to lose fat, if you're trying to lose
Oh,
fat,
found him. Panacea Palm. He's got some good stuff too.
if you're craving takeout but you're trying to lose weight, these animal star loaded fries pack over 100 grams of protein. They're so easy to make and bursting with flavor. Slice your uncooked potatoes.
See, protein is definitely a promotion, and I'll say this: I think if protein is very important, you got to consume it. I'll say that. But at the same time, you got to consume so much of it. That's not the only answer to things. Like at least cooking for gains says like go to the gym and all that too. Like, and I'm like I said, I love these YouTubers, bro. They're doing great stuff out there. Yeah, but in conclusion, I just literally lost star test points from that. If you know, you know. In conclusion, I guess I'll summarize my thoughts. But yeah, I pretty much just said. Protein's good, but like it's getting over promoted in my opinion, just because even if you put protein in like Pop-Tarts and all that, or like junk food. I guess we'll use Pop-Tarts as an example because yeah, Pop Pop-Tarts actually I love Pop-Tarts, bro. Um, but I guess plain protein junk food doesn't take away necessarily all the junk away, unless you're actually doing that. But just because there's protein in it doesn't mean that's still not necessarily healthy. I'm just saying, yeah. Um, but yeah, because yes, there's protein there, but it's not. But there's a lot of other stuff in there too that may or may not be good for you. Just saying. But I'm just saying, I don't mind. I think it's fine. The protein's good. Don't get me wrong. Protein is a good thing. Just people are I think people are promoted to a point where it seems like people are going to go over the limit rather than under the limit or to the limits. Yeah, I mean it's okay to go like a little over. It's fine, but there's a point where like if you go over, it causes actual health issues. So obviously, if eat protein, obviously, but don't over consume it. So yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day and goodbye. See you on the next one. Peace. Also, another thing, if you protein is a big thing, eat the protein, but also go to the gym too, so you can at least burn off those calories as well. Peace.